All right, well, let's delve into the papers.
Right, so we'll start with the Daily Graphic. Now, the front page of the Daily Graphic, political capture of media risky, report warns. Now, President inaugurates police barracks at Kwabenya. Today, we are drowning in information but starved for knowledge. GRA, SML Ghana expand revenue audit. COA, that's Coa Company, partners 3 institutions for skills development. Right, special supplement on Eid al-Fitr.
All right. I have the Ghanaian Times here, and it says here, improving police welfare. President inaugurates a 322 housing unit to provide accommodation, modern facilities for personnel. Now, if you've seen the videos of the buildings, oof, it's like very ultra modern plush. You know, sports complex, different things.
Clinic. They should take good care of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This kind of attitude of ours where you get things, you know, for free,
quote unquote.
And so you expect that everything else that follows must be for free. It won't happen
then
like
when
that.
When there are repairs, you say, oh, we are waiting for government to come and repair.
They get it, but you live in it. So I think that we should pay attention to some of these things, you know, because you are living in it.
It's important.
You are destroying it. And so if something breaks, kindly fix it. Don't wait for another to break and then another to break. And then we all come back and sit here and cry on the government. Why are you not doing this? Why are you not? Charlie, come on, this thing must stop, honestly. No, I think people just need to take responsibility.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So even as we are applauding, you know, the government for handing over this beautiful edifice to the police, we're asking also that the police service should take good care of what they've been bequeathed, you know, and make sure that it lasts for at least your lifetime. Economy expands by 3.1% in 2022. This is coming from the GSS, and we have NBP NDC urged to allow police to carry out duties. Of course, this has been repeated throughout the dailies the whole entire week. Alleged treason trial. Witness denies manufacturing guns for coup. So the question is, what were you manufacturing the guns for? Yeah,
but you know the story on the front page of the Daily Graphic, the political capture of media risky. You know, so this is, I think, a research work that was conducted you know, by the Department of Communications of the University of Ghana, and it really delved into media practice in Ghana, and I think that we all should read it.
It's a good read.
Yeah, it's really a good read. It really tells a lot. Remuneration issues and independence, you know, of the media to do their work and all that, and I think that, well, you'll pick one or two from this, so find time and read it. Now moving on to the Chronicle. Aviation City project is a done deal as new police barracks is constructed at Kwabenya. NDC rise to Council of State over new EC appointments. And the scripture of the day, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And this should go to the healthy person who is always begging for food. You can do all things. Exactly.
I like that. We have the Business Finder, and on the front page it says 322 houses for police to provide conducive working environment. This has come from the president. We have WTCA General Assembly, over 500 delegates are on their way. And we have payroll cleanup can save Ghana 10 billion Ghana cedis annually. This is coming from Fair Wages. Now, here's my question. If we know that we can save Ghana 10 billion Ghana cedis yearly, why are we not cleaning up the payroll? What are we waiting for? How long will it take to clean up the payroll if it will truly save us 10 billion?
Oh, we don't want the 10 billion. Well, now the new crusaded guide. Government tackling housing deficit challenges. This is attributed to the president. Alan Chamating missed chief imam Muslim community for iftar. President justifies Ghana's approval of malaria vaccine. Gold for oil policy in limbo. And the best to lead Kumawu constituency. This is Dr. Da Costa. Now, Ayikwe Doblo chieftaincy land dispute ne Amu Dodu vindicated after 10 years.
All right. Let's do a few online stories. We have $2.5 million worth of crude condensate is missing at Tor. This is coming from the Minister for Energy, Honorable Opoku Prempeh. Missing. The things that just go missing in this country, under the watchful eye of
sometimes you ask yourself, but who took it and where did they take it?
Yeah.
I mean, what was the route they used? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, for instance, when we had reports of the missing excavators,
Yeah.
I asked myself,
where did they
how
pass?
can an excavator be missing?
It cannot be missing.
Such a huge machine,
How is it missing?
Where did they take it? How did they take it out? So some of these things you ask yourself, how?
Yeah, it's like you went to the neighborhood and your house was not there. How does your house disappear?
And the security guy at the entrance did not see it. This is not a pen. This is not money that you say, okay, so they stole it and put it in their bag.
Sometimes it's ludicrous, really. Yeah, and we all claim intelligence. We've not reneged on our duties. This is coming from the Peace Council. We will purge Ghana of all criminals, IGP assures. Hey, IGP, he says we'll purge Ghana of all criminals. Charlie, but criminals, they are with us till though. Are you not seeing that? Criminals.
They are with us, but we can make that venture very, very unattractive to people.
No, we should.
Yeah, people shouldn't be able to do certain things
and feel free and feel easy. Yeah,
you get away sometimes.
That is one of the biggest things. The fact that people can do things in the back of their mind, they know that they're going to get away with it. That should not be the case.
It's like a taxi driver, a tractor driver, stopping right in the middle of the
road
road when they know there are people behind them.
Because nothing will happen.
And nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened.
Consistently, nothing will happen.
Yeah. Well, moving on, securing IMF bailout won't fix economy. This is Harry Yamson speaking. Mahama slams Akufo-Addo for assenting to 3 new taxes. Senior staff of universities of Ghana threaten nationwide strike. You will be punished if you participate in a legal strike, Tor MD warns workers. All right, well. No, this last one I want us to take it. Contaminated fuel saga, NPA skeptical about Fameya's 25K cities compensation.
Oi.
Yeah, so you remember Fameya came to say that he went to buy fuel and it was water or it was mixed with water. Now, I read somewhere that the company has compensated him.
Yes, I also read that.
25,000 cities, you know, and now NPA is skeptical about Fameya's 25K compensation.
Wait, so they are skeptical as to whether he's been compensated, or they are skeptical as to whether the oil was contaminated, the fuel was contaminated.
Maybe he shouldn't have been compensated or all that. So just let me go through quickly.
Please read the story.
Popular Ghanaian singer Fameya says he has been compensated with an amount of 25,000 cedis by a fuel station, which name he failed to disclose, that sold him fuel laced with water. The incident, which occurred on March 15, 2023, is said to have affected the engine of his Honda Pilot 2019 model. The popular musician put out a tweet recounting how he had purchased fuel of 700 cedis only to discover that his car was not functioning properly after driving for a short distance. Fameya said this in an interview that his vehicle, so he said this on TV3, that his vehicle was subsequently fixed and also received compensation from the fuel station. But the National Petroleum Authority, NPA, the regulator of the petroleum sector, says it is not aware of the compensation. The NPA is not aware of any compensation paid to Fameya. Till date, Fameya is yet to disclose the fuel station that sold fuel laced with water to him, NPA posted on Twitter. So, but
if you're not aware, that
it doesn't mean because maybe the fuel station doesn't want their name to come out. And so they feel that, let's solve this, it's amicably out of the public eye.
It's called settlement.
Exactly.
Nice.
Don't take it far. Now, I feel that whatever I spent, to fix my vehicle, the 25,000 will really make up for that. So I said, okay, I mean, if you say sorry and take this to solve your problems, I really don't need to go tell nobody about it. When I was going to buy the fuel, NPA was not there.
Fameya doesn't need to reveal the name of the fuel station.
He says he understood the
fuel station doesn't need to report to the regulator. it's between the two of them. They settle the thing coolly.
Yeah.
Everybody's
So
okay.
we do now, but it's okay.
Yeah,
we beg, Charlie, make you solve that quietly. You understand? So
All
it's
right.
okay.
It's time for some sports.
But they shouldn't do it to
They
someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe that's why NPA is.
Exactly.
Because I think when the whole thing came, NPA also came out to say something. I think they came out to say something. So you too, if you are going to take settlement, that's why they've gone quietly. But when the matter happened,
all right, it's time for sports. They're going to do it. All right, welcome back. And the sports today, we have 2023 Africa Games. We have some UEFA Champions League quarterfinals news, and we also have some UEFA Europa League news. Now, let's get straight into it. Now, the chairman of the 2023 Africa Games local organizing committee, Dr. Kweku Ofosu-Asare, has expressed disagreement with claims that Ghana's financial capacity is inadequate for hosting the multidisciplinary event. He asserts that the Games present the country with the prime opportunity to enhance its sporting infrastructure despite the government's appeal for a $3 billion bailout from the International Monetary Fund to bolster the economy. Now, the African Games was due to take place in Ghana this year, but was moved to next year because of economic pressures. Now, delays in preparations and acrimony amongst key stakeholders because of these things. The games have been delayed. Now, in the 13th edition of the games is scheduled for 8th March to 23rd of March 2024. Now, to some quarterfinals, UEFA Champions League quarterfinals, Manchester City held Bayern Munich to a 1-1 draw at the Allianz Arena on Wednesday to make it 4-1 on aggregate and to make it to the semi-finals. Now, after a lively first half that saw missed chances and a wasted Man City penalty, the visitors took the lead in the 57th minute through Erling Haaland. Now, Bayern Munich got their consolation through Joshua Kimmich via a 87th minute penalty, and Man City progressed to face Real Madrid in the semi-finals. Now, in other quarter-finals, the Inter Milan drew 3-3 with Benfica at the San Siro, but they went through on a 5-3 aggregate. Now, Inter Milan were 3-1 up, heading after 78 minutes, but Benfica fought back to level the game, but could not make it through to the semis. Inter Milan will face City rivals AC Milan in the semi-finals. Now, some Europa League news. We have Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has confirmed that all 4 recent absentees in the 21-man squad that has traveled to Spain are available to play on Thursday. Now, Tyrell Malacia, Marcus Rashford, Marcel Sabitzer, and Luke Shaw were all on the plane to Andalusia, but Ten Hag has not yet made a decision on their exact involvement in the second leg of the Europa League quarter-final. The scores are locked at 2-2 following last week's leg in Manchester, with the potential for extra time and penalties should the sides be still level after 90 minutes. And that's what we have for sports this morning. Before we go for a quick break, this thing about the hosting the games in Ghana, the reality is that we are really in a tough situation.
Yeah.
But the committee chairman doesn't seem to feel that, it's like infrastructure. He talks about the fact that, it will give us an opportunity to invest more in our sporting infrastructure if we host the games, right? And I ask myself, there are stadia that today I know of stadia that have green grass growing in the stands. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The thing that we have, we are not even looking after that one.
Yeah.
We're not maintaining them.
But sometimes when people talk about investments, not necessarily like money. Investments could be, pay attention to this, your time, your energy, like you're saying. Let's focus on some of these things. Maybe hosting this activity here will now let us pay attention, to some of these things that you are talking about. maintenance is
Yeah.
part of investment. Sometimes investment is not just about cash. It's about take your mind there, you know, your effort, your energy, your time, your plans,
So
ideas,
that
stuff.
as we
you know,
plan to host it will help us
exactly.
to clean up our
Clean
act
up,
and
yeah.
make sure that the
because you know
system is
we pump
functional.
money so much into
Yeah,
stuff, and then
yeah.
we just go and sit down, and then we take over
Yeah.
at the mercy of the weather.
Yeah.
So maybe let's take our minds here. And
All
then
right.
the little money that we need to put in, you realize that it's not making so much.
Okay.
And I'm not too sure. Maybe we'll get details of these on our sports shows, you know,
yeah.
with Citi Sports, because I would like to know the kind of investment we are
That
looking
is
at and
necessary
what
to-
sponsorship we
yeah.
are also getting. You know, sometimes when you have to host some of these
Yeah,
international
monies are
activities,
given.
monies are given.
Yeah.
So maybe it's all part of what the chairman is looking at.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Well, let's take a quick break.